Literary elements. Good day. For today, I'm going to report about the literary elements. Literary elements. Literary elements refer to a particular identifiable characteristics of a whole text. They are not used per se by others. They represent the elements of storytelling, which are common to all literary and narrative forms. For example, every story has a theme. Nar- every story has a setting, every story has a conflict, every story is written from a particular point of view, etc. etc. In order to be discussed legitimately as a part of a textual analysis, literary elements must be specifically identified for that particular text. Literary elements. There are parts, and that is called a character, setting, plot. Character. Character takes part in the action of a literary work. It could act as an antagonist who is in conflict with the main character in the story, is the protagonist. Setting. Setting of a short story is the time and place in which it happens. A strong sense of setting makes use of description of landscape, scenery, buildings, seasons, or weather. Plot. Plot is what happens in the story. It is a series of events and characters' actions that relate to the central conflict. The conflict is a struggle between internal and external characters. The key points of plot. Beginning or exposition is where characters and problems are introduced to the reader. Example: Romeo and Juliet's families are enemies, but Romeo and Juliet meet at a party and like each other. Rising action. It is where the problem and characters are developed through a series of actions that leads to the climax. Climax is where the problem or conflict is resolved. It is often called the turning point in a story. Following action or denouement. It is where the reader learns what happens as a result of the climax. It is the way in which the problem was solved. Resolution. Resolution is where the entire plot is wrapped up and there is a sense of closure for the reader. So, it is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.